Hello. Today is Tuesday. Well, there's been all sorts of fuckery going on, really. All to do with the docks and the weather. Let's get out of here. Here we go. Launch mode. Here we go. We're off. So what's been happening? Well, not a great deal, to be totally honest with you. I went to work Sunday evening because I had an early start. I was on the docks for 4 o'clock in the morning. The weather was pretty horrendous and I didn't know whether the docks would be open or not. So, well, they were. So box on, well, box. Box off, box on. Went out to Bracknell. I was there for 7 o'clock. Which is when I should have been. I was there for about 6:30 actually. Look at this, slowing down on its own. Am I going to have to do anything?
And take the third exit.
Yeah, because there's a car coming. Now I can go. We've resumed. Yeah, so I got up there for 6:30. I was due in at 7. They tipped me. There was a bit of fuckery who went on in there actually. It was that windy. I asked them to move a van out of the way so I could get in, so they moved it out of the way. I then failed to put the handbrake on.
For 5 miles.
So I sat in the cab and I thought, I think that van's moved. It only moved by a couple of inches. And then it moved by a foot and I thought, I'm imagining things here. And no, it was definitely moving. And if I hadn't got out and stopped it and shouted at somebody, it would have carried on going. And then there was a fucking great slope, which was about a truck length and a half, and down into the bay. So that would have taken some explaining, wouldn't it? Did I get a thank you? Did I fuck? All I got was, oh, I wonder how that happened. Well, some fucking idiot didn't put the handbrake on. That's how that happened. Could have fucking killed someone. Idiots. So anyway, I left there at about 8:30, I think. It wasn't even late. I got down to Southampton. I think I booked in for 11 o'clock VBS. That's when they told me there weren't any. There wasn't any at all. So I got down. I went back to the yard for. I got back to the yard about 10 o'clock because I wanted to take 45 for a wet on the key before I buggered off again. So I gave myself plenty of time, which is why I wanted 11 o'clock. So I got back to the yard at just after 10, and there I sat until about 2:30, and they got me a reload with the same box, with the empty box. But that wasn't until 6 o'clock this morning in Littlehampton. So about 2:30, I drove the hour and a quarter to Littlehampton, parked up, and had a relaxing afternoon and evening. Started at about 5, put my card in just after 5, 5:15, and then trundled the 30 seconds round the corner to where I need to be loaded. They loaded me within about half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I was on my way back down to Southampton again. And Littlehampton is not far, it's only an hour and a quarter away. Got down to Southampton, no VBS's. Ah, for fuck's sake, here we go again. What's going on now? A lot of the places are all shutting. Why? Well, we don't really know. What it was, they were just overloaded with trucks coming in because the docks were shut for 18 hours. They just couldn't cope, so they shut everything down. So I ended up going to get my loaded box off. I managed to get in somewhere to get that done, but there was massive queues there. But being a loaded box, you get priority. So I got in there, got the box off, went on to got a slot on the dock straight away, and got my box on within half an hour. It was really quick. And I was heading up the road. So I'm going to be done by 3 o'clock at the latest, parked up, going to the red line. And I've got to be about an hour up the road at, I think 7 o'clock in the morning. I think it's 7. Yeah, 7 o'clock in the morning. So I leave here about 5:30. Well, red line at 5:30. It's about an hour away, and I'll be there for just after 6, quarter past, maybe 6:30. Well, I'm hoping to be 5:30. Yeah, no, I'm hoping to be away by 5:30, so I get there about 6:30, quarter to 7, 7 o'clock, bang on time. As long as there's no fuck, we'll be fine. Oh, am I leaving at 5? I don't know. I'll work it out when I get there. But yeah. So I haven't really done a lot of miles. Nice short one today. I just, Little Hampton down to Southampton. That's an hour, and then an hour pootling around the docks, and then a 2-hour journey, 2.5 hours up to the red line. So happy days. Don't mind days like this. But I don't, it's just easy, isn't it? Take the rough for the smooth. Don't make the most of it. Making the most of it.
Keep right.
Don't know what the weather's going to do. That's what, if you can hear a rattle, that's my microwave. The glass, plate thing that spins round. That's rattling around. I keep forgetting to put when I'm travelling every morning after I've used it in the morning, I make milky coffee. So I like a milky coffee in the morning. Oh, shut up. Yeah, after I keep forgetting to put a bit of kitchen towel underneath it. I've just got to try and remember, because the rattling drives me mental. So, how's the truck? I hear you ask. Truck is doing very well, thank you. Still loving it.
Keep right.
And whilst everyone is entitled to their own opinions, as it's my channel, mine is the only one that matters. I'm fucking joking. I happen to like the truck, regardless of what other people say. I like it, and as it's me who's got to drive it, as long as I like it, that's all that matters. I know it's not a 750. It doesn't profess to be a 750. It pulls the weight that I have to cart about with me, which is sometimes maxed out at 43 and a bit ton. It does it all right, and it's slow. Well, show me a truck other than a 750 that wouldn't struggle a little bit. But the rest of the time, I'm quite happy to tootle along in eco mode at 53 mile an hour. I'm perfectly happy with that. We get no prizes for getting a job done quicker. There's no rush. There is no need even. Because you've got an allotted time to be there. Half the time they won't take you before that time. Sometimes they will, but and as long as you get there for that time, then that's all that matters. I don't need to be, my days of herring around. When I was in my 20s, yeah, I used to drive at breakneck speed everywhere I went. It's like flat out, foot down. But now, I just don't need it. I don't need to. I really don't need to. It's not a necessity. So, this truck, I think, is brilliant. I love it. Apparently we're getting upgraded mirrors put on. I've heard that a couple of times now. It's got the standard mirrors on at the moment. Apparently there's an HD high definition set that can be put on. We'll see. We will see. I haven't had a massively heavy load on this truck yet. It's all been reasonably lightweight stuff. I thought this morning the stuff that I normally pick up from where I was in Littlehampton, I thought that was going to be fairly heavy, but it was only sort of 16 ton, so it didn't stretch. It didn't make her, you know, grunt or anything. So we're on the A43 at the moment, northbound, cutting across to the M1, which is where I'm going to overnight. Like I said, I should be parked up by just after 3 o'clock. Happy days. I don't have to be on the road until 5 o'clock-ish tomorrow. How good is that? The rest of the week now probably be nightmarish, but you know, that's the way it goes. You know, days like this, take it while you can. I've already done one paying job today, so they can't complain. And I did one yesterday when a lot of the drivers were sat around doing nothing, so I was still earning money. I did another paying job. I've done a paying job every day, even though the docks were shut. Managed to time it right to get boxes on and off. I thought the weather was supposed to sort of let up a little bit, but it was still bloody windy this morning.
After a quarter of a mile, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A43.
Let's see what she does here. Have to slow her down, otherwise she'd be straight through the red light. Saw a load more tanks heading south. Doesn't bode well. Our yard is near the Marchwood port, which is a military port, and the amount of heavy armour going in there is just unbelievable. One of the other guys, I can't remember who it was now, whether it was was saying that he also saw, we both commented that we'd both seen a massive amount of heavy armour on the road, and it's just constant. I saw a load of tanks heading south on the A34 today. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Take the third exit, A43, towards Northampton.
So she's doing all of this. She's come to a stop. She's stopped. And the chances are... Is she? No. That's me doing it now. There it's her. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in Ukraine. I don't know if anyone's been following that as closely as I have, but it's really not good. I had a mate who was out there recently. I don't know, he's back in Australia now. I don't know whether he's planning on going back out again. The money is exceptionally good. I hope he doesn't, because it doesn't look too clever. But he's mad enough to go. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Personally, I think he'll get away with it. I think Putin will get away with it. You know, we're too weak. You know, we're all, you know, we're good at talking. And I don't just mean us. I mean the French and the Germans and the rest of Europe and America. They're good at talking and issuing sanctions. They don't give a shit about that. They don't care. You know, they've just bagged another country. But why do they care what sanctions you put in? It doesn't make a blind bit of difference to them. Their economy is insular. You know, the Russians don't really rely on a great deal from anywhere else apart from Russia and China, and they're a communist state, so they're in league together. So it doesn't make any difference to them. Well, it wouldn't. Financially, I don't know, it might do, you know. But as far as going to war is concerned, I just hope we don't, because that would be messy. That will be messy. It's not like going in and fighting the Taliban or going in and fighting the Iraqis. Yeah, they got yeah, no. Let's not try to dwell on that too much, because it's not good. So we'll see what happens the next few days, the next 7 days. But I know we keep saying that, the next 7 days, next 7 days, next 7 days. But it's starting to get a bit critical now. She's a lot quieter. Soundproofing in it is a lot better. I haven't had to park next to a fridge unit, so I don't know how soundproof it is, but I get a feel from the engine sound that it's quieter. Could be wrong. Could be just my imagination. I can hear that bloody microwave play though. So we're not a million miles away now. So I might. Can't remember whether I've got another roundabout to go. I don't think I have. Well, apart from going on to the M1. No, I've only got 7 miles to go. So you may as well stay with me, and we'll go into the truck stop. The phone doesn't switch itself off. The suspension is a lot better on this, but every now and again you'll catch a bump and it's it sort of it bounces you, Whereas before it was jarring, and you know, you're likely to lose a filling if you hit a pothole. With this, it sort of goes into the dip and bounces its way out again. So it's a gentle throw, if you like, rather than a short, sharp kick up the arse. It's like a very solid push. Yeah, stay there, my friend. Don't open your door yet. Good man. Mulan driver.
After half a mile, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, the 5123 towards Northampton.
So she's doing all the work.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit, the 5123 towards Northampton.
She did all of that. All I had to do was hang on.
After
I mean, there's a
600
few trees
feet,
down in
keep
there.
left, then take the motorway. Keep left, then take the motorway.
I've got the camera set at a bit of a funny angle. I know it's shite. I need to get the grips for that. It's even slowing me down for the bend here. Didn't really need it, but the thought was there. Thank you. Thank you, Sasha, for being concerned about my safety. You're a good girl. So we're blasting onto the motorway here. I think there's a van there. Is he going to let me in? Thank you. Just about. Whoa. Said thank you to him. Get over, my son. Heineken on the road since 1873. Yeah, nearly on my fucking side of the road. You wanker. Another one coming over. Get over. Come on then. Fucking overtaking you on the inside here. I don't want to be doing that. There you go. They're off again now. You know what's holding it up at the moment? Cars not moving into the left-hand lane. That's what's holding it up at the moment. Going slow and not moving into the left-hand lane. I can see it up ahead. I think people automatically assume it's 50 mile an hour along here because it's roadworks. So it's not, it's 60. There's plenty of signs to tell you it's 60. But it's just down to being a fuckwit, isn't it? We're doing 45, look.
After 1.2 miles, take the exit 16 of 1500 towards Daventry.
I'm not quite sure what she said then. sounded to me like she was talking bollocks. You used to be able to look across there to the right and you used to be able to see the red line. Can't at all now. So we're coming up at this junction.
After half a mile, take the exit 16 of 1,500 towards Daventry, then right on the roundabout and take the third exit towards Northampton. Take the exit 16, then right on the roundabout and take the third exit.
Okay, we'll do that. Not that I needed directions to get to here, but I just like to have the sat nav on. I think people have asked before, why do you have a sat nav? You know where you're going, you've done it 1,000 times. Well, I just like to.
And take the third exit 1,500 towards Northampton.
I'm slowing myself down here. Old habits.
Turn right on the roundabout and take the third exit.
I just like to have the sat nav on. It's the Rozzers. You know. Will get me today, my son. I just like to have it on. You never know when there's going to be a diversion and you just need the sat nav to pick up and go, yeah, this is the way you need to be going. We're not getting following our diversion sign to a low bridge or something stupid or a weight limit. So
Take the exit of 1,500 Whitton Road.
yeah. So the decision tonight is what will I have for dinner? Because I'll be eating in tonight. I'm going to eat in. It's starting to fill up in there and it's only 10 to 3. You know? Fair few spaces in there, like. So I'm not going to have problems in trying to park. God, there's tons of space in there. Decide where you're going to park now, isn't it? Where do they want you? So let's hunt down the security guard. So what you don't want to do is go in there and then be blocked in until 8 o'clock in the morning. Because that would sort of knacker things up a little bit. So here we go. Find out what the score is. Okay, let's see if we can. Somebody in? Anybody around? We're just going to park anyway. Is anyone here? Anyone in there? Is this the man here? I think this is the man down here. Maybe. He is there. And he's trying to get him out. How you doing, boss? About 5:30? 5:30. Oh, you fucking wanker. How you doing?
Hello. I said to him, why they don't give you a gun? You can shoot them.
Yeah, that's what's needed.
Yeah.
All mental, those Romanians, isn't it?
And it's less pain, eh?
Huh?
It's less pain.
Yeah.
You can better like this than you hit by a truck. Yeah.
You Dutch?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife's Dutch.
Yo?
My wife, she's Dutch.
Okay.
From north of Alkmaar.
Alkmaar.
Alkmaar, yeah. Well,
Yeah. Den Helder.
well, no, yeah, lower than Den Helder.
Yeah, yeah.
In Bergen. A little
Ah.
village called Bergen. So, yeah.